Yes, guys, well, there you have it. The season is over. Newcastle finish the season with a 1-1 draw down at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Tell you what, it would have been nice to take 3 points, a final win, maybe even third place, but we've already done it. Today was a party regardless. We got Champions League football anyhow, mixed it up a little bit. We had a few injuries. Tell you what, first 10-15 minutes, we're all over them. Gordon finds himself in all the space in the world, puts the ball in the back of the net, 1-0. And I'm thinking, we're going to go and score a few today. Chelsea, a team who have been shocking this season. I thought, you know what, we are going to go on now and score a few. It didn't quite work out that way. Chelsea started to come back into it a little bit in the first half, and then second half, not a great watch, to be honest. I think, you know, we had quite a few chances. I mean, Almiron could have had 2 or 3 in the first half. Maxi was looking direct, powerful. Isak was looking good. You know, we had to mix it up in the lineups. We had Gordon playing in midfield. We had Maxi, Isak and Almiron. There was no Longstaff. There was no Joe Linton. There was no Willock. We played Target at left back. Dan Burn came on later on. We had Dubravka instead of Pope. So it was a bit of a mix and match. And we know the way Eddie Howe plays his system. It's like a plug and unplug system. He has certain players who know what to do. They know where to stand. It's not, we have some players with some great creativity who can bring to the side, but a lot of what Eddie Howe does is where to stand, where to go, when to press, when not to press. And we work so well as a kind of a machine, running here, running there. And when you mix that many players, it's always going to be tough to keep that cohesion. I thought we did it all right today. I think the players who came in did well, bearing in mind a couple of seasons ago, down at Stamford Bridge, you know, we wouldn't have thought too much of it. We went in as favourites today. We were the bookies' favourites going in against the £500 million Chelsea side. So the fact that we've pulled that out there and gone down there and put in a good shift. Yes, a win would have been nice. As I say, we could have had 2 or 3 in the first half. Second half, not quite so special. If I'm totally honest, I spent the first 20 minutes just trying to get it on the telly to watch it. And I've got the lads next door. It's actually my birthday in a few days, so I've had a bit of a beers, a booze up and a party, watching the final game of the season, jump into the spare room to talk to you guys about it as well. But as I've said, it's a celebration regardless. Very jealous of the Newcastle fans, the stories, the parties that are going on down there, the bridges, the boats on the Thames. Big up to everybody who's gone down there on a lovely sunny day. We're going to get out now and go and enjoy it as well. But as I say, the game itself was in flashes. I think what we brought to today's game was power and speed up front. And although it didn't quite work out with some of Almiron's shots, when Maxi was on the ball, when Isak was on the ball, when Gordon was on the ball, we've got pace, we've got lightning players who can move the ball around quick and create chances. Their goal was an own goal from Trippier, where the ball's kind of come across the box. Shaw's kind of running towards his own net and almost flicks it up. It hits Trippier in the arm, actually, and goes in. That was 1-1. They held a lot of the ball, and when we got it, that was our time to not necessarily counter, but we were just trying to move the ball fast, which is what Eddie Howe has done all season. And at the end of the day, we were kind of done. I think main players like Nick Pope, yes, he pulls off saves when you need him to. Dubravka made a couple of saves in this game. But as much as anything else, it's communication, it's talking. But I think that's going to be a big thing this summer that we're going to have to look at. I've mentioned it a few times in videos. Aside from the main 11 players that we've pretty much played every game, we've only started 5 other players. So that's 16, let's just give them the benefit, 16, 17 players who have started games from a 25-man squad. And we're about to go into Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cup, run to Wembley, hopefully, FA Cup, a better run in the FA Cup. That's a lot of competitions for the same 11 players to play all the time. And look, we've done it magnificently this season. And that's why today's a party. I think even if we had have lost, which we didn't, we got the point. it's a good result. You know, mid-season, a point down at Chelsea, you go, I'll probably take that, you know? So it was a good game, a good result. I'll say it would have been the cherry on the cake if we could have just nicked maybe a win in a third place. But having said that, Man U won anyway. Man United won anyway. So maybe it wouldn't have been the same. But summer window, that's where it started. Eddie Howe has said already in his press conferences that he's already planning for this summer and next season. The players will go away. They will take a break. Not Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is already looking at what he can do next. And he said in his interview the other day, and I made a video on this recently if you want to go check it out, about the fact that Eddie Howe said 1 or 2 players. Eddie Howe's going to say that because he's keeping his cards close to his chest. He doesn't want other teams to know that we're going to be in the market looking for 4, 5, 6 players. He's also trying to play the expectations down because if he comes out and goes, yep, we're going to go and sign half a new squad, the fans are immediately asking what's going on. So he's played it cool. I don't think it will be a total reshake of the whole team. I think he'll keep key players, but I think what we need to do is bring in quality that will just expand the squad. There's no good bringing in players that we're just going to put back on the bench. It needs to be players that will come in and immediately rival that first 11. And then when we're playing on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, Sundays, it means that we've got depth, we've got squad. Eddie Howe spoke about that a little bit in his press conference as well, saying that he's got some very good, talented players in the side, but we haven't had the depth that maybe we need. Which does contradict him a little bit when he's saying that he wants to keep the likes of Richie in the squad, Dummett's contract's ending, talking about keeping him on, Lascelles, you know, there's players in there he's saying he wants to keep. But if we're keeping players, but then also saying we don't have a deep enough squad, I think Eddie Howe's a man who will honour the players who have treated him right. But at the same time, I think he can be ruthless when he needs to be. And I think we may need to see some ruthlessness from Eddie Howe this summer to make space and bring in some players who can add to our depth. But it's been a cracking season, hasn't it? I tell you what, it's not a bad time to be a Newcastle fan. I hope everybody who's down there in London right now is loving it. Everyone who's in Newcastle, in the garden watching the game, like we've been having a bit of a party. Big up, enjoy it. It's going to be a crazy summer. And it's a short one as well because of the World Cup. The season ended late. We haven't got long this summer to get some work done on the transfers. And just like that, it'll be the Champions League draw. And we'll be finding out where we're going and who we are playing at St James's Park this season. All right, guys, thanks for watching as always. Drop a like, subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. Thank you to everyone who's watched my videos throughout whole of the season. And it doesn't stop now. We will be going all summer on the news, everything coming out, the shirts coming out, news on sponsors, hopefully a few transfers as we're ready for next season. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy it, and I'll catch you later.